welcome again to Italian Panorama. 1970 was a year dedicated to the conservation of nature, and due to the initiative of the Council of Europe, the year 1975 will be dedicated to saving historical centers. Along with other European nations, Italy is already hard at work to reach this international goal.
Venice, which hosted the first concrete Italian initiative for this European goal of 1975. In fact, building, restoration, and modernizing of some Italian historical centers is the theme of a convention organized by GESCAL, the state organization charged with the construction of workers' houses, in collaboration with the city of Venice. The president of GESCAL described the project as an experimental restoration program of certain historical centers in 11 cities. There could not have been a more appropriate seat for this convention than Venice, as here the problem of restoring the historical center is more evident than in other cities, for the historical center and the entire city are practically one and the same. The Marinaressa and Secco Marina in the Sestriere di Castello have been selected as the pilot quarters for the project. From the social point of view, the most interesting aspect of the complex operation is that the surroundings, business premises, and restored or modernized quarters will be left to the same families that now live there. While waiting for the completion of the work, the inhabitants will be housed in rotation in so-called parking houses, which will be an elaborate organizational and financial undertaking. Verona, as well as Venice, will benefit from the GESCAL plan. Veronetta, the quarter chosen for restoration, is in a fortified corner of the city where the Gothic command resided in the High Middle Ages. Today, only elderly families have remained in Veronetta, but with the restoration program, this ancient quarter will blossom into new life. In Vicenza, which we are now showing you, the choice fell to Barche of the Pescaria Vecchia, a quarter of Roman origin. This experiment involves 178 homes, of which 52 are uninhabited. Bologna is also among the 11 cities chosen by GESCAL. The vast plan to restore the ancient, centrally located houses is an operation which will preserve the genuine architectural value of the homes. And as in the other 11 cities, the most immediate cases will be favored. GESCAL's experimental program will be extended to the historical centers of Bergamo, Ascoli Piceno, Milan, Gubbio, Molfetta, and Palermo. Any example of restoration and recuperation of the old quarters will be valid, for these centers have suffered from age-long negligence. In this way, the exodus to the anonymous and impersonal outskirts of the cities will be stopped. Here again, Venice is the most obvious example. Since 1951, more than 90,000 people have abandoned the lagoon city in favor of inland quarters. As we have said, for Europe, 1975 will be the year dedicated to saving historical centers, as was 1970 for the conservation of nature. Also, in this occasion, Italy will keep its European commitments. Skins for Sale. Almost the title for a Western movie. The good guy says to the bad guy, I sell my skin only at a high price. The bad guy savagely replies, he won't get my skin. Setting aside Western lingo, men look after their skins, and how. And women too, for their part, besides preserving their own, naturally look with jealous attention also at animal and synthetic skins transformed into attractive accessories. Used to seeing these objects, beautiful and practical and at times also costly, such as trinkets for both male and female models on every page of women's magazines, we have lost sight of the commercial significance and economic importance of this sector. Although unreal, it gives us a view of the Italian leather goods presented at the 23rd edition of the Meeple Saloon. Suggestions and new interesting ideas come from the saloon every year, for the Made in Italy tag by now determines fashion throughout the world. Italian workers, even overcoming difficult periods of production, have arrived at a total exportation of 80,000 million liras worth of goods. We are now seeing some aspects of the leather workmanship which requires a total workforce of 50,000. There were 265 participants in the last Meeple Salon, many of whom were foreign. The buyers were particularly numerous, and amongst these, the eastern countries. Now let's take a look at the new lines, colors, and leathers of the next season. Casual, practical style, but with a classical tendency. The suggestion of the 50s still retains its charm. Bags, here we see the practical style, must be very large, spacious, comfortable, and adept both for small purchases and short trips. Classical crocodile and lizard predominate among the skins this year. But soft leather cases are also the fashion. As usual, the queen of the market is the bag. Concerning colors, the creators of fashion have launched the nuraghe, a red clay with a tonality particularly hot and vivacious. In fact, the coupling of colors has a base of red to be accompanied by black, green, blue, and yellow. Luggage deserves particular mention as it is now soft and no longer rigidly squared. There are sizes for all uses. One moment, don't take this too literally. As always, accessories are numerous. Umbrellas have large, multicolored designs, often echoed by coordinated scarves. Handles are simple but original. Where male vanity is concerned, it does not have anything to envy of female fashions. Here's an extravagant small bag. It's called Travel Zip, and it's a soft black skin case with a long strap. With a simple zipper, it can be transformed into a piece of luggage. Another new idea, a cross-belt bag. Incorporated into the belt are two cartridge pouches for cigarettes and lighter. To avoid forgetting the lighter, it's attached to the belt with a fine chain. A common note of the salon is that all of the displayed products have that extra touch of fantasy which has made Italian crafts famous in every continent. For behind these little and at times futile things, there is the sign of the dedication and hand of man.
This year, Italian summer television has a show entitled Senza Rete, Without a Net, It's a series of 8 programs containing classical, light, and folk music. Each show has 2 singers or groups. The successful theme this week is Fijo Mio, My Son, sung in Roman dialect by the celebrated young couple who have adopted the stage name of the Vianellas.
Figlio mio, vieni qua, sta a sentì papà, considerando che t'ho messo al mondo io te devo dire qualunque verità, tu vivrai senza sbagliare. Noi parliamo a te come a nome ormai, non sarà giusto, ma le cose che saprai non so favole con le patine blu. Figlio mio, io la vita te la insegno a modo mio, perché tu non credevi merda.
Enzo Maiorca, the Italian record holder for deep-sea diving, has added a new star to his already astonishing record. In the sea at Porto Venere near La Spezia, he reached 80 meters depth in apnea. Here are the pictures of the immersion taken by our underwater cameraman. The dive lasted 2 minutes, 18 seconds, during which Maiorca was helped with a weight, thus reaching the 80-meter depth. It's enough to consider that the pressure at that depth is about 9 atmospheres, a pressure that does not allow the use of goggles as they would be crushed into the face. Enzo Maiorca is 42 years old, married, and the father of 2 children. With this immersion, he passed by 2 meters the world record which he himself had previously set. Immersion in apnea is classified in constant equipment, that is with mask or fins, but without underwater suit or weights. And variable equipment, in which the suit is allowed without the mask or goggles. And one can use weights to help in the descent. Maiorca's record was made in variable equipment, but a few days before, here are the pictures, he reached 58 meters in depth in constant equipment, that is, reaching this depth using only his arms.
Giunto sul fondo, ho perduto un sacco di tempo per strappare il contrassegno.
Concerning the 80-meter record, a goal he had set for himself quite some time ago, Maiorca claims to have lost precious seconds in his attempt to detach the marker fixed in the depths, which is the only proof of having reached the goal.
Da 70 metri in poi, da 70 fino agli 80 metri non si vedeva niente.
These are the pictures of Paola Pigna's first international victory. This is the 1,500 meters race at the Moscow University World Championships. Paola Pigna conquers the gold medal. The athlete's time is 4 minutes, 10 seconds, 7 decimi. Paola Pini had tried for a long time for an international victory. She was third in the European Championship at Athens in 1969, but she was absent from the 1971 European Championship at Helsinki as she was expecting a baby. She was third in the 1,500-meter final at the Olympics at Munich. At Moscow, Paola Pini was rewarded for her tenacious and constant efforts as an athlete. The other gold medal was won by Pietro Menea in the 200 meters race. The Italian's time was 20.6 seconds.
And so ends this edition of Italian Panorama. We'll be back next week. Look forward to seeing you then. This is Catherine Hollibird from Rome saying arrivederci.